All things form shapes, and the shape reveals the thing's design and function. Also, all shapes, as well as all things, have location in the dimensions. So there are what we may call, for lack of a better word, a lesser shape. I mean, in the hierarchy of firmness of shapes in the layers of dimensions, there are stronger shapes and lesser shapes. A thought form that we send out to another from our mind in our anger or curse may be merely an energy at first, with the shape of a cloud and a location vector linking us to our target. These things live in the domain of lesser shapes. In light of shapes, we think about this strange scripture from Psalm 25. Let those be ashamed who deal treacherously without cause. It is curious to me because of the words. Does the word treacherously not by itself contain the notion of a bad thing without cause? It is always without cause, therefore the added statement by the psalmist must be redundant. But perhaps it is a mistake to sacrifice the words to redundancy. I think it tells of a lesser shape. The stirrings of the attack of treachery want and need some ground, some legal right, a reason to be, because in the spiritual trades a thing has more power when it has a right or a foothold or agreement by another consciousness, and particularly when it is observed by someone else. So we can say that the term, without cause, speaks of a without, an empty ground, without a reason. In the spiritual domain of lesser shapes, treachery, or even dark wishes, take on shapes of sheaths, horizontal sheaths. They are thin but wide, and coated on its surface with a pattern which designates its intention. And this shape and pattern vectors towards their victim, so that the victim is forced to trade with the shape and its code. Now there are other shapes, slightly higher shapes, that ride higher on the hierarchy of firmness of shapes, and they take their own form, and some of them even the quality of demons. Now the collective consciousness of humans, in the focal point of the assumption of life, how it is, a thing is so, and so, this perception of a thing that is so, flings up a lesser shape into being, a quantum field, if you don't mind. Here now is found an unusual deficit within the minds and this field. The assumption, whatever the confidence, desires something, it wants something else. This is the deficit. It wants agreement, and if not agreement with the created conception, it is satisfied with awareness of the mind of someone else, because awareness of a curse or someone else's bad desires is halfway there in the world of making a thing firm into reality. Now us in the light of truth, and light in our consciousness, may inadvertently establish a point of contact with the above field that is spread into the domain of lesser shapes. We observe them, we become aware, and when a point of contact is reached there is potential for formation. So we don't need to look far to find the process and physics in this scripture. Again I say to you, if two of you agree on earth about anything they ask, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. And again this scripture in the book of Matthew, that every charge may be established by the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. I agree that the last verse must make a longer loop to support our point. The children of light must not continually observe in their awareness the things of the world. We must walk our path of wonder, in loveliness. When we look away we create a thrust, a weight with a thrust, which contains another reality, and its demand, and an allowance for God to help humanity. God needs just one brain whose awareness and pilgrimage is in another world. Because if just one disagrees, by looking away, the quantum particles, if you would, however it works, becomes uncertain.